Welcome to Physics Power. Now I am going to explain about Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. Let us see the experimental arrangement. Before going to the experimental arrangement, so why he got this idea to design like this, you should know. Before his experimental setup, he is having some details about J.J. Thomson experiment. So according to J.J. Thomson experiment and his J.J. Thomson atomic model, he already have the information that atom consists of positive charge as well as negative charge. Atom is a neutral one according to Dalton. So J.J. Thomson analyzed about that atom by comparing with watermelon. He said that total positive charge is distributed to the entire atom and negatively charged is not distributed to the entire atom as a cumulative one. Individually as seeds in watermelon, electrons are existed in the atom. Like that he gave the statements. For the statements also he is having the reason. While heating the materials, he observed that negative charged particles he called as electrons came out. So with J.J. Thomson analysis, Rutherford already know that inside the atom electrons are there. So about negative charged particles he is having some information. So what about the remaining positive charge? Is it as like J.J. Thomson experiment? Electrons clarity is there, but about positive charge clarity information is not there. So to give the clear picture about atomic structure, Rutherford decided to collide the material with alpha particles, nothing but positive charged particles, little bit heavy as compared with electrons. So he considered an alpha particle source. Here I am taking the class little bit slow for the better understanding. So if you are feeling this is a little bit slow, you can increase the speed of the video. Okay, so come to the point. So here alpha particle source, he used bismuth 214, so it is atomic weight. So not only that, any alpha particle source you can use. So he considered a alpha particle source that he kept in one lead box. He considered lead box reason it is a more stable one as compared with remaining metals to the radiation. So afterwards he passed the alpha particles by converting those into a fine pencil of beam, and those alpha particles heated the gold foil. Here he considered the gold reason it is a metal having more malleability and ductility. So due to more malleability we can convert this one into very thin. So in such a way that alpha particle whenever it is touching the gold foil, we can consider it is going very near to the atom. So he considered very thin one, that is it's the order of 0.2, means it's the order of micrometer, 0.2 micrometer thickness he considered. So whenever alpha particle heated the gold foil and afterwards that penetrated alpha particle can cross the gold foil that much thin. So to study about the alpha particle scattering, he arranged ZNS screen around the experiment. So why he considered ZNS screen? Reason, ZNS screen is a fluorescent screen. Whenever any radiation, generally unknown radiation to naked eye, so that radiation if it incident on the ZNS screen, immediately it will give flash. So with those flashes we can identify whether alpha particles reaching the ZNS screen or not, easily we can identify. So the scattered alpha particle easily we can study by observing ZNS screen. So this is the experimental arrangement he did, and he observed the scattered alpha particles which are reaching the ZNS screen. So after this experimental setup, and whenever he focused the alpha particle, he identified few things. Those are, before going to that, so graphical analysis. So here he passed many alpha particles to the gold foil. At that time, what he observed? So huge alpha particles he projected towards the gold foil, but see, the scattering angle is very less. It is in between 0 to 20. Means here many alpha particles are going towards the gold foil, but the deviation of alpha particle is very less. But if you observe the scattering angle, means the deviation of alpha particles more than 90 degrees, those particles are very less than 100. So very less number of particles are scattering, and most of the particles are without deviation, those are going. So with that, what he observed, that as an analysis, so the deflection of alpha particles is very less, that he observed, and as well as only 0.14% of alpha particles scattered by more than 1 degree. So here you can observe, so more than 10 to the power of 7 alpha particles, if those incident on the gold foil, so almost the scattering angle is very less. So that he observed. So most of the alpha particles just with less than 1 degree deviation, those are passing the gold foil, that he observed. And a rare condition also he observed, if the alpha particle going directly and impacting as a head on collision, then that particle is coming back with 180 degrees, or roughly we can say with more than 180 degrees angle, some alpha particles are deviating, but that is, the number is very less. Out of 8000 alpha particle, so just one is deviating like this. That is his observation. So he want to study about a particular atom, what is there inside. For that he did this experiment, he observed these things. So according to his experimental observations, he concluded few things. The major one, he observed alpha particles are crossing the gold foil and reaching the screen. So that means nothing obstruction is there. So with that he concluded the atom is almost empty. So nothing is there inside, but something is there, that is why we are getting deviation. Okay, so sorry to say nothing, so only just something is there, that is why due to that little bit scattering we are observing sometimes, but most of the alpha particles are crossing the gold foil and reaching the ZNS screen. That is first conclusion. And afterwards, that he observed alpha particles are coming back with 180 degrees angle. With that, just that observation we can say 1 point. So as compared with electron mass, alpha particle mass is very high. Even though that heavy alpha particle hitting the material, that is coming back. Okay, so that one may be much more higher than the alpha particle. For that he named as nucleus, and as well as he is saying, so that entire mass of the atom may be concentrated at a particular place, and that is deflected the alpha particle. That means that is heavy as well as positive charge. So for that he named as nucleus. So his biggest achievement is he able to give the clear picture about positive charge inside the atom. About negative charge, some information given by J.J. Thomson, the most clear information given by Rutherford about positive charge and its location with experimental proof. So that is the best part in Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. And as well as, so here heavy positive charge located at the center, and as well as atom is almost empty, most of the alpha particles are crossing the foil, and at very rare condition alpha particle is going back and deviating with more than 90 degrees angle. With that we can conclude one more thing, that entire nucleus, that positive charge occupying very less space inside the atom, means the size of the nucleus is very small. Even though that is heavy, it is occupying very less space. What it means? That heavy mass occupying less space means density is very high. So with that he concluded that the density of the nucleus is very high. Very high in the sense, how much? You can imagine, that is 10 to the power of 17 kg per meter cube. That much heavy, that he analyzed with his experimental setup. And as well as he compared the size of the atom and size of the nucleus also. With that he concluded the size of the nucleus is very small and it is the order of 1 Fermi. 1 Fermi means just 10 to the power of minus 15 meter, but size of the atom is 1 angstrom unit, means 10 to the power of minus 10. Listen carefully, nucleus size is 1 Fermi, 10 to the power of minus 15 meter, but atom size is 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. So here 10 to the power of minus 15 for nuclei, for atom 10 to the power of minus 10. So if you multiply with 10 to the power of 5, means with 1 lakh, if you multiply the value with nuclei radius, then means nucleus size, then you are getting atom size. So as compared with nucleus size, atom size is 1 lakh times more, 10 to the power of 5 times more. That is his conclusion. So by doing alpha scattering experiment, he able to give clear picture about atom. So inside the atom, the positive charge located at a particular center of the atom. And not only that, after these conclusions, in a perfect manner he designed Rutherford atomic theory, that we can also call as Rutherford nuclear theory. In next class we will discuss that concept. Thank you.